And they invited me in. A lot of people are going to be, why are you making Nazi references? Right. Well, why would you? A seemingly bucolic and sometimes surreal experience. But this is built on a radical modern premise, made possible because of a new political and technological moment. One with strong ties to the most active far-right groups in the US. Instead of taking to the streets, they are building their own, for generations to come.
It's important for me to do this for my ancestors, my friends, my family, my children, my children's children.
But in this southern US state, people who have lived through segregation once fear it is returning.
When you hear things like that, it causes you to be fearful. And you don't know who to trust.
Its founder says he is building a fortress for the white race.
It's a racial association. I kind of want to ask you, after seeing this, do you think what we're doing is immoral?
Yes. Very.
Arkansas, in the southern
Very.
United States.
Welcome to Little Rock.
Very.
The time is 4:27.
Very
For the
immoral.
last few years, I've been exploring
Very
how the
immoral.
nationalist movement has been organizing online.
I'm going to turn this down. Guys, as you come in, please hit the like. If you have not subscribed yet, I would greatly appreciate it for you to subscribe. This story right here is insane. This story right here is insane. And now, before I go into anything else, I'm going to play something for you. And I'm going to let it run about 2-3 times. I'm not just going to do this live. I'm also going to upload a story because as I ran across it, I see that it's like right in our face. Okay, so let's listen to this first. And yes, that title is true. If you are Black, gay, Jewish, or I guess of any other descent besides white, you're not welcome. You're not welcome. Let's listen for a minute.
Jewish, or if you're gay, you can't be part of that community.
They can have their own communities, and they already do.
You might be wondering how any of this can be legal. Return to the Land is structured as a private members association.
which they believe allows them to discriminate on the basis of ethnicity, along with other factors. That has yet to be tested in the courts and may well fail. The Arkansas Attorney General has said his office is now reviewing the matter as a result of our reporting, and that there is no room for racial discrimination in Arkansas or anywhere in a free society. No blacks, no Jews, no gays. High up in the Ozark Hills in the state of Arkansas, dozens of people have been working hard, building houses and a new type of community. It's called Return to the Land, and it is a town open to white people only. They are millennials and Gen Z, and this is a new update of age-old prejudice.
What we've done here is establish a place where we have control over who our neighbors are, and that is just for the sake of preserving, our culture.
And that culture, effectively, we're saying, this is a white culture, a whites-only place.
White American culture.
But what this sounds like is bringing back segregation. Is that a fair assessment?
It's free association. So we're not trying to keep other people down. This is a small settlement in the middle of the Ozarks.
But they are being kept out, even if...
You don't let everyone into your home.
Around 40 people live here. Hundreds more from across the world have paid to be members. And while the men do the physical labour, the women take care of the children who live here full time. It could be a very loving community if you're part of the community, but if you're black, or if you're Jewish, or if you're gay, you can't be part of that community.
They can have their own communities, and they already do.
You might be wondering how any of this can be legal. Return to the Land is structured as a private members association, which they believe allows them to discriminate on the basis of ethnicity, along with other factors.
Yes, I'm going to let it
That has
play
yet to
one
be
more time.
tested in the courts and may well fail. The Arkansas Attorney General has said his office is now reviewing the matter as a result of our reporting, and that there is no room for racial discrimination in Arkansas or anywhere in a free society. No blacks, no Jews, no gays. High up in the Ozark Hills in the state of Arkansas, dozens of people have been working hard, building houses and a new type of community. It's called Return to the Land, and it is a town open to white people only. They are millennials and Gen Z, and this is a new update of age-old prejudice.
What we've done here is establish a place where we have control over who our neighbors are, and that is just for the sake of preserving, our culture.
And that culture, effectively, we're saying, this is a white culture, a whites-only place.
White American culture.
But what this sounds like is bringing back segregation. Is that a fair assessment?
It's free association. So we're not trying to keep other people down. This is a small settlement in the middle of the Ozarks.
But they are being kept out, even if...
You don't let everyone into your home.
Around 40 people live here. Hundreds more from across the world have paid to be members. And while the men do the physical labour, the women take care of the children who live here full time. It could be a very loving community if you're part of the community, but if you're black, or if you're Jewish, or if you're gay, you can't.
If you're black, if you're Jewish, or if you're gay. And I'm sure if you're anything else, you can't live there. Now, it started in Arkansas, and of course, many, many people of European descent are moving in. I'm going to read a few articles about this. And let me tell you, when I heard about this, I was half asleep because I honestly did not go to sleep till about 5, 6 o'clock in the morning. I could not sleep. So I happened to hear, I always listen to Jamal Bryant in the morning. And I happened to hear him. I'm listening to him as I'm like saying, okay, I'm going to get up this time in my head. And the first thing he says, the sermon is about not in my home. And he talks about, and he says something about a return to the land and what they're doing. In my head, I'm like, what the segregation civil rights bullshit is this? What is this? In the year of 2025, this is going on. Hi, Blitzen. Thank you for joining. Thank you for joining. This is just so, I don't know. This is on another level of upsetting to me. But let me start by reading you this article. It says, return to the land. White supremacists building whites-only settlement in Arkansas. Sky News visits 40-member community that claims its classification as private members association allows it to circumvent civil rights legislation. Never heard of such a thing. Now, as I was letting what you heard play, because I'm going to play something else. What I let you heard play is because there are 40 families that are already there, but it's growing so fast that people from all around the world are coming in. As far, even as, I think they mentioned Missouri. So let me keep reading. A group of white supremacists is founding a settlement in Arkansas that will only allow in white Christians. The 160-acre community in the Ozark Hills near Ravenden, Arkansas, named Return to the Land, which they call RTTL. So if they try to trick you and you see RTTL, you know what it means, Return to the Land, was founded in 2023, y'all. This was found in 2023. This not even a good 2 years. Ain't nobody said nothing about this. Ain't nobody said nothing about this. But they will show every Rico, every Diddy, every Jay-Z. I'm even gonna throw Trump. I'm gonna put you in here with the Epstein. They gonna put you in there. And Trump, I know you know about this. I know you know about this. You probably got a house being built over there. You probably do. Okay, let me keep going. It was founded in 2023 by Eric Orwell and Peter C. Sarabi, according to Sky News report that aired this week. It is explicitly declared a whites-only settlement, excluding Jewish people, followers of non-European religions, excuse me, everyone, and LGBTQ individuals, vetting members based on European ancestry via interviews and membership screening process. So you're going to have a screening process and an interview process. And maybe if, almost like the cartel, you can't be boss if you're not all the way Italian. So if you're not all the way white, I guess you can't come in. This is what Sky News has reported. About 40 people currently live on site, and hundreds more worldwide have paid for membership, according to Sky News. Some of the members, I knew it. I'm looking at the pictures coming up, and who do I see? Trump. But let me keep going before I play, because I got to hear what she's saying. I don't know what it's about. Okay. Oh Lord, I'm losing it. Okay, here we go. Some of the members are police officers and federal agents. Let me see before I keep reading what this is.
Fact that, in Israel, we have all sort of sectors in society. You kind of grow up with your kind. I hate that. The fact that I don't know a lot about my Jewish life, and I need to go abroad just to understand that. It's something so messed up, and how we grew up here. It's just, I think, once it got...
Welcome to the Times of Israel's What Matters Now. I'm your host, Deputy.
We're going to turn this. No, this is about Israel. No, we're going to... That's a whole nother matter.
Habib, thank you so much for joining me. It's been a lot.
Hold on, guys. I'm trying to move the computer up.
It's so great to have you. And what we are planning on doing today gave on May 13th in Saudi Arabia and discussing its implications for the Mideast.
I don't hear that. Hold on, guys. Hold on. Sometimes, excuse me, my laptop gets stuck and it won't move up or down. So I have to give it a minute. 160-acre community in the Ozark Hills. Now, I remember watching a series on Netflix called The Ozark. And I said to myself, I don't see any black people here. What the world? And the Ozarks were about rug dealers. Rug dealers, and they couldn't get out of it. Gambling and everything. Why is this not going up? Oh, y'all don't want me to keep reading. Is that what it is? Maybe they don't want me to keep reading. Oh, but I'm going to keep reading. If I got to go to another space, I'm going to keep reading this. I'm going to keep reading this. Because this is insane. Who would think that this is happening in the year of 2025? And this still is not moving up. Okay, here we go. I said some of the members that live in these communities are police officers and federal agents. Those who pass the group screening process are offered to buy land as LLC shares tied to personal plots, which RTTL believes allows it to bypass civil rights housing laws. Okay. Because RTTL has a legal status as a private members association, the group claims that its LLC structure exempts it from the Fair Housing Act. Civil rights groups say the arrangement is likely unlawful. Oh, really? Wow. Wow. Civil rights say it's likely unlawful. Wow. Well, let's listen to more.
What we've done here is establish a place where we have control over who our neighbors are, and that is just for the sake of preserving, our culture.
And that culture, effectively, we're saying this is a white culture, a whites-only place.
White American culture.
Over the last year and a half, high up in the Ozark Hills in the state of Arkansas, thousands of people have been working hard, leveling the land, building houses. They call it an intentional community based around shared ancestry, a long-winded way of saying something really quite simple.
I think we would generally be called far right, sure.
It's called Return to the Land, and they invited me in.
A lot of people are going to be why making references.
Right.
Well, why wouldn't I?
A seemingly bucolic and sometimes surreal experience. But this is built on a radical modern premise, made possible because of a new political and technological moment. One with strong ties to the most active far-right groups in the US. Instead of taking to the streets, they are building their own, for generations to come.
It's important for me to do this for my ancestors, my friends, my family, my children, my children's children.
But in this southern US state, people who have lived through segregation once fear it is returning.
When you hear things like that, it causes you to be fearful. And you don't know who to trust.
Its founder says he is building a fortress for the white race.
It's a racial association. I kind of want to ask you, after seeing this, do you think what we're doing is immoral?
What the world? What do you think?
Arkansas, in the southern United States.
Welcome to Little Rock, where the local time is 4:27.
For the last few years, I've been exploring how an ethno-nationalist movement has been organizing online. A network that aims to define countries by ethnicity, but which links across borders. And this is the place that one group has chosen to put that into radical, real-world action.
You want a white nation? Build a white town. It can be done, and we're doing it.
It is an extreme view, but it draws on more familiar arguments. That mass migration is out of control, that Western societies are in danger of losing their fundamental character as a result.
So one of the arguments here is that this isn't about persecution of an ethnic identity, but protection of an ethnic identity, and that identity happens to be white. So we're going here now up into these pretty remote woods to really put that to the test.
We are driving deep into the Ozark Mountains. The group's leaders are not from Arkansas, and they've chosen these remote parts for a reason. All the locals I spoke to knew only a little about the group, if anything.
I don't necessarily agree with it, but that's not my choice.
Yeah, but do you think they should have the freedom?
I don't agree with it, but I'll go ahead and accept it.
Just be safe.
The leader of the group is called Eric All, and he's invited me to spend a few days with him.
Hey, Eric.
He insists what he is doing here is entirely legal, and that's key, because if it is, it could be a blueprint for many other communities to come.
Welcome to the Ozarks.
Thank you very much.
What we've done here is establish a place where we have control over who our neighbors are, and that is just for the sake of preserving, our culture.
And that culture, effectively, we're saying this is a white culture, a whites-only place.
White American culture. Yeah, not just white, but white American.
But what this sounds like is bringing back segregation. Is that a fair assessment?
Well,
Yes.
I mean, it's free association. So we're not trying to keep other people down. This is a small settlement in the middle of the Ozarks.
Who cares?
You don't let everyone into your home.
160 acres taking shape, forest cleared, roads laid, cabins built. Around 40 people live here. Hundreds more from across the world have paid to be members. I'm intrigued to find out what motivates people to give up their old lives for this.
We met here.
Oh, you met here?
I guess he came here. I met her on like day 3. So. Oh my god, what a story.
It beats Tinder, doesn't it?
Yeah, right?
David and Caitlin not only met here, they got married last month. They wouldn't be here without social media.
Somebody had posted a video of Eric.
Yeah.
I saw videos of them actually building stuff on the land. I was like, oh man, I gotta come check this out.
And I figure if there's nothing else like this in the country, it should at least exist.
Yeah.
Do people really think that we should never be able to choose our neighbors?
It wouldn't be controversial for any other racial group to do the same thing.
I think it'd be quite controversial.
Well, if you don't have
You think?
against it, then anyone of any race can come and be your neighbor, and they're watching the news, which is telling you that white people are the cause of all your problems and all the ills of society, and suddenly your children are much less safe because there's a lot of violence, anti-white violence happening to white people and white children. And so
Specifically motivated by racism against white people. What sort of things the heavens are about to... I'd like to continue talking, but the rain starts and it comes down hard. The residents shelter in their cabins and night falls. The next morning. This is how the average weekend works at Return to the Land, or RTTL, what they call a work party, made up of residents, but also new recruits who have come to check out the project. It is hot, hard work.
Yeah, it's hard work keeping
RTTL, you have to sign
black
up
folks, gay folks, Jews, and a whole bunch of other people out.
And there are strict criteria for membership, as Scott Thomas, a board member and one of the founding fathers here, explains.
Founding fathers, I began.
To live here.
Yeah.
So you have to be someone of European heritage.
The group's logo, based on a Nordic rune, draws on that heritage. It is the PMA that the group believes makes this all legal. Once members have been vetted on ethnicity and other grounds, they can buy shares in the Limited Liability Company, or LLC. Those shares translate to acres of land that they can build on. Peter Seri is the brains behind the legal side of things.
Civil Rights Act is there for a reason, and this is a way around it.
Yeah,
Do you think it'll survive contact with the legal system, the courts, if it came to that?
hopefully.
Do you think it's racist or not? Do you reject that term? Do you embrace it?
I don't know about that term. I mean, people use it in a lot of different ways. I'm sure there's a lot of people on the internet who would call me racist.
You are!
I don't really know or care whether that term applies to me or not. Maybe.
Not!
Yeah, I almost don't know what racist means anymore. It's...
He said he don't know what racist means.
Prejudice towards someone who's from a different ethnicity.
Well, actually, the modern definition of racism, according to critical race theory, all white people are racist automatically.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm glad you said that.
Left-wing identity politics, critical race theory, and movements like Black Lives Matter. And fundamentally, this is identity politics, but white identity politics.
But we don't have no town.
And what they're building here
And they do
is a
matter.
safe space for people of European ancestry.
It's exclusionary. It's sort of an attempt at segregation.
Right.
Is that fair?
Probably.
Probably.
While the men labour at the roadside,
Wow.
the women of Return to the Land are at work too, looking after the 6 children who live and are homeschooled here full time. And they're preparing food for the weekly community dinner. The theme tonight, colonial.
I don't know, dinner's really important. I like feeding people, so I didn't want to put this off any longer.
Sound like a cult
Back
to me.
When we
Another
first
cult.
land here, there were only about 5 guys. I was living 40 minutes from here, and Jennifer was the first, family to be on the land full time. So we started community dinners back then, and it would be pretty relaxed because there weren't many people. But it is nice. It's slowly growing. So
They've come here to live for a variety of reasons, but their dedication to the mission is absolute.
My name's Nikki, N-I-K-I. I'm 32.
Cool.
I'm a lady.
my name's Allison, A-L-I-S-O-N. I'm 29.
Right.
And Caitlin, C-A-I-T-L-I-N. I'm 31.
I think people just have a large misunderstanding of what's happening here.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Well, explain it.
Well,
That we hate everyone else. Like,
yeah.
yeah.
It's not about that.
Yeah,
By any
it's a loving movement.
I mean, on that aspect of it being loving, I suppose the counter argument would be it could be a very loving community if you're part of the community, but if you're black, or if you're Jewish, or if you're gay, you can't be part of that community.
They can have their own communities, and they already do, and I think that's great for them.
Really?
If other people are allowed to do it, I don't really see why whites aren't allowed to do it.
Because every time we get a
make
community,
sense.
you
The goal
burn it
is to have
down.
lots of these communities, and for it maybe not to be rural, for there to be cities on the same basis, right?
Yeah, that would be neat. I look forward to seeing how this movement grows over time.
There are other ways to increase numbers. Nikki, Caitlin, and Allison all met their partners at the community. And RTTL is explicit about this. It has an online fundraiser to give cash rewards to parents of newborns as a means to incentivize population growth. Just before we arrived, they had donated $1,000 to a family for having their 6th child. Is that part of the mission as well, to sort of...
Wow. I can't wait till y'all see these pictures when I post this up. Because I'm definitely going to put this
I don't
up.
feel any pressure to have a big family. I think there's a kind of expectation here that you do want to as part
Because YouTube might say I copyrighted. So I got a plan for it.
There's not a lot to show around here. I basically just have the whole pasture area.
Peter is unattached. This is his homestead. He's been on a journey. He told me he used to be a liberal, a hippie even.
The knife is a tool. It has to be very sharp in order to cut properly.
He founded a commune in Ecuador, an intentional community based not on ethnicity, but veganism. So this is your lot?
Yeah.
But he's also immersed in internet culture, someone who delights in provoking reactions, a troll. On the group chat on the messaging app Telegram, he's posted the numbers 1488. 14 refers to the 14 words, a white supremacist slogan. And H is the 8th letter of the alphabet. So 88 means H8, which means Heil Hitler.
Wow.
What does that mean when you place that?
Wow.
Well, I use it as kind of like a funny
That's
comment.
crazy.
As part of that Nazi discussion, another frequent topic on the online chat, the Holocaust. Usually minimized, sometimes even mocked.
But the Holocaust, stands as a unique crime in the history of...
Well, that's your
humanity,
opinion.
really.
I think the Holodomor was much worse than the Holocaust. That's my opinion. I mean,
Oh my
we're allowed
gosh.
to have opinions.
Yeah, well, I mean, we can say they're both bad. The Holocaust was bad.
But do you know anything about the Holodomor?
Yeah, in Ukraine,
Right.
the famine, I know a little bit about it, and I know it was awful too, and
Right,
it's sort of
right.
deliberate, but we can also agree the Holocaust is bad.
It was
You don't
terrible.
have to say that one was objectively worse than the other.
I'm not
but-
saying one. I'm not saying that. I'm saying was the Holocaust a bad thing?
White man.
So,
They
basically all I'm
both were
saying is that
terrible.
I don't really see it as concerning that people are talking about Hitler when it's acceptable. It's publicly, socially acceptable
Okay,
in the United
I'm
States
getting ready to get
for
mad.
leftists to support Chairman Mao.
It's quite difficult to agree on even the very bare minimum here.
It's just interesting. Sort of, when we're coming to talking about the Holocaust, it's always about something else, and I think most people would agree the Holocaust was a bad thing,
Right.
but you're not willing to
God help
agree with
us.
that.
What, do you want to talk about the whole... I mean, it
like-
seems like an
yeah.
interesting subject, but...
It is interesting stuff, but I also think that was a bad thing. But I think the Holocaust was a bad thing too.
Right.
Well, how you going to do homeschool and you don't teach about the Holocaust?
Do you think the Holocaust was bad?
Yeah, I think the Holocaust was bad.
RTTL is based on exclusion, but that also means building community for those allowed inside. This isn't just for our camera's benefit to present a veneer of clean, healthy living. It's central to the project. Like many far-right movements before them, RTTL's mission is to show that by excluding others, they can live purer, more natural lives. As they put it on their website, to cultivate wholesomeness, beauty, health, and hope.
Beauty, health, and hope. Well, I'll be damned.
Let's talk about hope. As much as RTTL might like, they do not exist in a separate world. Pocahontas is the nearest town to the settlement. And hope means something different for Pat Johnson.
Hi, I'm Tom.
I'm Pat.
Oh, you're Pat. Lovely to meet you, Pat. How are you?
We met her before we went up into the hills.
It was about 25 students that attended school here.
The whole time, yeah. Mm-hmm. So it's really tiny. There you are.
Yes.
Second from bottom. How old are you in that photo?
I don't know. I think probably about 12 or 13.
This is the school she attended in the 1950s, a school for black children only, because she was not allowed to be educated with white people. Unlike the members of Return to the Land, she is Arkansas born and bred. For the first 15 years of her life, she lived under segregation.
We could not go to school together. We couldn't eat together. We couldn't do everyday things together. Each day that you leave your home, you were under rejection.
And Pat had hoped those days had gone.
When you hear things like that, it causes you to be fearful. And you don't know who to trust.
When I explain what Return to the Land is doing, just half an hour's drive away, she's not so sure. And in her eyes, there is one main reason for that.
I feel like that's the change of, and I'm just going to say, I think it's the change of our presidency. That's what I'm going to say, because I feel like that's where the change is. It's allowing people to have the right to be open for hatred.
That may be a feeling, but it is also backed by the data. These are all the white supremacist incidents, demonstrations, leafleting, recruitment drives, meetups over the last 4 years in the US, tracked by ACLED, an organization that monitors violent conflict and protest. There has been a dramatic increase over that period. It has become a background thrum of nationalist activity. Patriot Front is the most active white nationalist organization in the US right now, according to ACLED. Its leader is Thomas Rousseau.
Foreign races have never successfully assimilated en masse into American culture and nationality.
And the group has tight links to Return to the Land. Eric and Thomas speak on each other's podcasts and have fast-track membership for both organizations.
Comfy? Feels good?
Yeah. It's about time we spoke to Eric.
Less than 50% of children born today in the U.S. are white. I'm white. My kids are white. There is something to your background that informs who you are, your sense of identity. And we don't want that sense of identity being taken away from us involuntarily. So we're taking control of that situation and creating an environment where my kids can celebrate their identity and not have it, threatened from outside, I guess.
But why is that threatening you?
Why would it be threatened?
An issue that you've had to address? There will always be white people.
Well...
Yeah, think about it, dummy.
I'm feeling a little nervous now.
Don't be nervous now.
We are forced to accept people into our neighborhoods, into our businesses, and into our lives who won't share our background, who won't share many of our cultural priors, even moral priors. We don't have a rule stating, if you have X amount of non-European ancestry, you're definitely out. In many cases, yeah, that would disqualify someone.
Were I to apply to the PMA, my views were different. I'd probably be allowed in. Do you think that's likely? I know it's a case-by-case basis, but just off the top of your head.
Yeah, possibly we would accept you in the PMA.
I don't understand white American culture, but you'd rather have me in that case. I just wonder, though, whether some people watching this, having heard all this intellectualizing, this rhetoric, would say, fine, but actually at heart, this is just, it is just prejudice, it is just bigotry, it is just lowest common denominator racism dressed up in these arguments.
And I would just question the moral frame. Why is it wrong to identify with your own people, want an integrated culture where you can be yourself?
Just to boil it down to what for you is the definition of racism?
When I was a kid, I suppose
and nobody asked you when you were a kid. He said, what is the definition?
On the basis of their race.
Nobody asked you about when you was a kid.
Is that a good or bad thing? I think this basic moral consensus treats it as automatically a bad thing without a lot of reflection.
This is my last day here, and before I go, I want to speak to John. Not a leader like Eric or Pete or Scott, but an acolyte, a young one and newly arrived. He's only been here a month.
So I'm trying to knock off some of this more good topsoil, give it some more.
We'd seen him when we first came up. He guided us in on his bicycle.
It's just you have a community where you feel like you belong here. You have people you can talk to, and I can't explain it. It's too beautiful. It's nice.
He'd been working on Scott's new house over the weekend. In return for his labor, he gets cheap rent. John dropped out of college, and he's worked jobs all over the United States. He's 26, younger than the leaders who are all in their 30s. If they are the recruiters, he is the perfect recruit. And for John, the primary motivation was financial.
To me, it's economical. It's an economic decision, right? And, everything else just kind of falls in line. Yeah. But the main thing to me is cheap land. Everything else is a bonus.
You've got 2 levels here.
Yep. Got a loft up top, and this is the main area.
It's a living area down here. So it's quite comfy, right?
It is quite comfy. As for excluding people, I don't see it that way. We're trying to embrace our culture and our heritage. It's been denigrated, if you ask me. We've turned into a melting pot of a country for a long time now.
There is one last thing before I go. A concert put on in honor of our visit.
This first piece that Peter and I are performing, it's called The Virginia Colonies by Fred Cooper.
Don't nobody want to hear that. Don't nobody want to hear that. I don't want to hear that. I don't want to hear that. Don singing that. I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it. So I guess if a black person or let's say me, if I decided to drive up in the Ozark, boy, and I wish I could. I wish I could take a trip up to this Ozark, have a camera man with me, and apply for a house. If I ever make it big as a YouTuber, if God gives me that strength and that is the will for me, I am going up into this Ozark and apply for a house. And I need to see for myself how I will be treated. And put this on the channel. And then I want to sue. The last part of this article says, civil rights groups like the NAACP have condemned the community, warning that it revives segregation ideas This is no longer an idea. This is something that is formed into reality. Let's continue. Arkansas Attorney General Tim Griffin told Sky News that his office is reviewing. Lord have mercy, help us. His office is reviewing whether RTTL is violating state and federal law. I'm going to read that again. Arkansas Attorney General Tim Griffin is his name. Tim, T-I-M, Griffin, Griffin. Because I don't know how y'all going to homeschool these kids. These going to be some dumb little white kids. That's what's going to happen. But let me keep going. He told Sky News that his office is reviewing whether return to the land is violating state and federal law. Oh my goodness. I have seen and I have heard. I thought I did just about everything. But I guess I didn't. I guess there's so much more that I learn every day. That I learn every single day. Oh my gosh. I'm going to do another video on this. I swear I wish I could get up in there. I'm going to do another video on this, and it won't be a live. It'll just be me uploading a video on this. What I need you all to do, please share this video. I'm going to say it again. Share this video. Please subscribe to the channel, as my goal is and still is, because I'm not going to give up, was to have at least 120 subs by the end of the month. So if you have not subscribed, I would appreciate all new subscriptions. I appreciate those that have subscribed already. I appreciate everyone that's in here watching. And maybe sometimes I will, instead of just starting the live, give it a time that I will start to have people ready. Because this was so important. At least it was important to me. And I hope that it was important to my community. And I really don't care if you're black, white, Jewish, brown, gray, purple, pink, gay, LGBTQ, XYZ. It does not matter if you're part of this community. If you're part of this community, we are together. Everybody can't be a bad person. That's impossible. Well, I thought a lot of things weren't possible. I thought building a whites-only community would be impossible right now in the year 2025. But I guess it's not. But please subscribe. Subscribe. Subscribe now. Hit the notification bell. So when I do go live or when I do upload, you will know and you will get notified. Share the video. Comment. And until the next video, until the next one, which I don't know if it probably will be about this. So I could just stay right here and upload what I have learned about this whites only community. Share it, subscribe, and comment. And until the next video, please stay safe and just try to, I don't know, just love everyone, because I just can't get over the whites only community in 2025. All right, y'all. I'm out. I'm going to do another upload on this just in case YouTube says they heard music or, it was some type of copyright. So I'll just do another upload as well. All right. Thank you all for watching and thank you all for listening.